Jadon Sancho has not been having fun with Erik ten Hag. I mean, has anyone really at this point? But it seems to me that he might be returning to a former club. What's the latest on Jadon Sancho?
And Mark, and because I may not get a chance, so I'm going to follow up with a question as well. I mean, what has he truly done that he's not getting? I mean, right? It's so bad at Manchester United. Part of me as a former player, not being on the inside, and I know the stories from you and from everybody else what's happening. But it seems crazy to me that it's been, no, you must go. You can't train. I mean, why isn't this fixable? Because I don't get it to a degree.
But answer the first part of my question first. But what's the latest on Jadon Sancho and Manchester United?
So the latest is that, yes, Man United are open to offers, obviously, for Sancho. And Borussia Dortmund are very keen to take him back. He came from Dortmund, £73 million, I think, 2.5 years ago. So Dortmund are happy to take him back on loan, pay some of his wages. United will subsidise the rest. It'll be a small loan fee. And the deal, look, this deal can suit everybody. It suits Jadon Sancho that he gets playing again. It suits Borussia Dortmund, who are still in the Champions League, and they've got a player that they know on his day can be, unplayable at times down the wing. And United, certainly Erik ten Hag, gets a problem out of the way. But also from Sancho's perspective, well, from United's perspective as well, if he does well, he can reinflate his value because it's gone through the floor recently. But also, if ten Hag goes in the summer, which I think both myself and Giannis think he will, then Sancho might think, well, if I've done well at Dortmund for 6 months, a new manager comes in, I've got a chance to start again. So everybody wins. To answer Giannis's question, I think you're right. I think this has become so much bigger than it needed to be. Ultimately, it boils down to the fact that Jadon Sancho was left out of the squad for the game at Arsenal in September because ten Hag thought his training performances weren't what they should have been. He said that, which was fine in the press conference, no big deal. And then Sancho reacted petulantly on social media by saying that it wasn't right. But that's it. I mean, come on, give it a couple of days to cool down, and then ten Hag should come in and say, look, this is ridiculous. Just let's get over this. Let's sort it out. And that would have dealt with it. But I think ten Hag got a little bit carried away with his inflated reputation after to deal with Ronaldo. He dealt with Ronaldo in the easiest way possible. Ronaldo went on national television with Piers Morgan and criticised him in the club. So it was the easiest thing to do to get rid of Ronaldo. I just think he's played his hand wrong with Sancho, and I think he's basically burning an asset. So he's not come out of it very well, ten Hag. He tried to be a disciplinarian, but it's backfired on him spectacularly. And I think he's handled it terribly, to be honest. And United are paying the price for it because they've had to use Antony all season when he's not up to it.
Janusz, agree?
Yeah. No, I thought that as well, but I'm glad that Mark kind of agrees because there's always should be a way, especially when you have that need, and especially as you mentioned, you look at Antony and what he hasn't done really, and at some stage, I think among adults, I think I as a manager would probably do it for the good of the team, and as we've been saying, there certainly is a player in Jadon Sancho, I think.
Yeah, well, there's one more Manchester United point we want to just wrap up with here. Mark Ogden, obviously Africa Cup of Nations, a lot of players heading off, including Andre Onana, the starting goalkeeper for Manchester United, and Altay Bayindir, the backup goalkeeper, capped 5 times for Turkey. Obviously not much action. He's going to be responsible for a significant amount of time. What's the latest there? And is Bayindir up to the task, do you think?
We don't know because nobody's seen him play, and that's the big problem. Because
is he good with his feet? Is he good with his feet though? That's very important.
Is there any YouTube highlights of him at least that we can look at?
He's 6'6", so I guess he's a slightly different goalkeeper to Onana. But Man United won the Carabao Cup this season, and obviously we're knocked out early by Newcastle. But he didn't even play him in those games, ten Hag. So he's kind of wasted the opportunity to watch Bayindir play. Not only watch it, but just give the guy a chance to familiarise himself with English football. So that is a bit of a problem. Man United have got Wigan away in the FA Cup on Monday. Now, Wigan are League One. United should win that quite comfortably, but I don't think Ten Hag is in a position right now to give a goalkeeper his debut in an FA Cup tie. But then when do you give him the debut? I think Onana's going to be here until the Tottenham game on the 14th of January. Then he'll go to the AFCON. So, Ten Hag has created another problem for himself here. There also is the option of Tom Heaton, who ex-England, Aston Villa, Burnley goalkeeper, but Tom Heaton's not played either. So whoever plays for Man United while Onana's away will be very rusty. You've got a guy like Tom Heaton who's very rusty, knows the English game, and you've got Bayindir who played a lot of games for Fenerbahce over the last 2 or 3 years, but hasn't kicked a ball in English football. So Man United have had a lot of goalkeeper problems this season. I think they're not going to go away while Andre Onana's in Ivory Coast with Cameroon.
Somewhere, David De Gea is smoking a big fat cigar, I think. Or
No,
maybe,
listen.
not.
David De Gea was done at United. People forget how bad he was in the second half of last season. The games that he basically goals that he threw in the net, I think he had to go. And there's been so much revisionism on De Gea. I don't think. Well, United won't bring De Gea back, and there's not been a real scramble of clubs trying to sign him. So that tells you about David De Gea. So I think United move on from De Gea, but they also have to find out what they've got with their goalkeeping options right now.
Yeah.